Welcome to our Hong Kong Brief program. In today's episode, we're diving into the heart of Hong Kong, where finance and sports are creating quite the buzz. First up, a financial drama unfolds as a bond spat takes center stage, with Chinese education giant XJ International accused of a willful default on a whopping $315 million debt. This controversy is stirring the waters of Hong Kong's offshore bond market, reminding investors to keep a keen eye on their portfolios. Meanwhile, the financial scene gets another shakeup with U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen's visit to China, raising eyebrows over the impact of cheap Chinese exports on global markets. But it's not all about finance today. The city is also pulsing with excitement for the return of the Hong Kong Rugby Sevens tournament. After a 3-year hiatus due to COVID-19, this event is set to reignite the city's vibrant spirit, drawing international visitors and showcasing Hong Kong's efforts to rejuvenate its image as a premier financial hub. And if that's not enough, the sports world is abuzz with the comeback story of former world number 6 golfer Anthony Kim, stepping back onto the green after a 12-year break. From financial caution to the celebratory return of international sports events, Hong Kong is a city of dynamic contrasts. Whether it's navigating the complexities of the bond market, understanding the global implications of trade policies, or cheering on athletes at the Rugby Sevens, there's never a dull moment in this bustling metropolis. Please stay tuned for more detailed content. In the bustling world of finance and sports, Hong Kong finds itself at the center of attention for reasons as varied as a bond spat and the much-anticipated return of international rugby. Let's dive into these stories that are shaping the landscape of this vibrant city. Starting with the financial sector, Reuters' Breaking Views brings to light a contentious issue that's causing ripples through Hong Kong's offshore bond market. A group of creditors, led by the Asian buyout firm PAG, has accused Chinese education giant XJ International of a willful default on a massive $315 million debt. Representing 49% of the principal amount, these creditors argue that XJ International, despite its strong financial position, has made misleading statements to the Hong Kong exchange. This accusation comes at a time when the offshore bond market, especially among property developers in China, is witnessing a surge in defaults. This situation serves as a stark reminder for investors to tread carefully, even in parts of their portfolio that appear to be performing well. On another front, Yahoo US sheds light on the financial markets with a trader's guide to Chinese stocks as Yellen visits. The visit of U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen to China is stirring the pot, especially concerning the threat posed by cheap Chinese exports. This political maneuvering is expected to exert pressure on China's leading manufacturers, including those in the solar panels, electric cars, and battery sectors. Notably, companies like LONGi Green Energy Technology and BYD have seen their shares underperform this year, attributed to domestic price competition or overcapacity. This development underscores the intricate dance between international diplomacy and market dynamics, highlighting the need for traders to stay vigilant and adaptable. Amid these financial whirlwinds, Hong Kong is also buzzing with excitement over the return of the Hong Kong Rugby Sevens tournament. As reported by Japan Times, this event marks the return of international visitors to the city after a hiatus of 3 years due to COVID-19 restrictions. The 3-day competition, kicking off on Friday, is expected to be a sellout event, underscoring the city's efforts to rejuvenate its image as a premier financial hub. Co-sponsored by Cathay Pacific and HSBC, the Rugby Sevens tournament is just one of several high-profile events slated for this year, aiming to rekindle the city's vibrant spirit and international allure. In sum, Hong Kong is currently a stage for both financial caution and celebratory return to global events. From the bond market's tensions to the strategic implications of international trade policies, and the jubilant revival of international sports events, the city continues to demonstrate its multifaceted character. Whether it's navigating the choppy waters of finance or rallying behind the thrilling matches of the Rugby Sevens, Hong Kong is undeniably a city that captivates and challenges in equal measure. On the environmental front, Nikkei Asia highlights the burgeoning collaboration between Australia and the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, ASEAN, as they confront the urgent need for green cooperation. With two-way trade hitting $178 billion Australian dollars, $116 billion in 2022, Australia is keen on diversifying its exports to ASEAN countries beyond traditional commodities. The focus is now shifting towards clean technologies, renewable energy, and sustainable infrastructure. To facilitate this green transition, Australia's Prime Minister Anthony Albanese announced the Southeast Asia Investment Financing Facility, which will support infrastructure and green economy projects through loans, insurance, guarantees, and equity. Meanwhile, in the financial markets, Japan is experiencing a significant influx of foreign investment, as reported by Nikkei Asia. The Tokyo Stock Exchange has witnessed a decade high in foreign cash, primarily led by investors from the UK, South Korea, and China. European investors have poured 8.7 trillion Japanese yen, $72 billion, into Japanese stocks from April 2022 to January 2023, with South Korean investors consistently buying over the past 12 months. This surge in investment has propelled the Nikkei 225 index to increase by 52% since the end of 2022, a stark contrast to the 7% rise in the FTSE 100 index over the same period. The attraction to Japanese stocks is largely due to their perceived value, making Japan a hotspot for international investors seeking growth opportunities. These stories, ranging from the inspiring comeback of a professional golfer to the strategic environmental collaboration between nations and the booming interest in Japanese stocks, showcase the dynamic and interconnected nature of our world. Whether it's through the lens of sports, environmental sustainability, or financial markets, the drive for improvement, cooperation, and investment continues to shape our global landscape. In the land of the rising sun, Japan, a fascinating economic phenomenon is unfolding, as reported by Nikkei Asia. The allure of the weak yen has become a magnet for foreign tourists, causing hotel room prices to surge by a staggering 25.5% in February compared to the previous year, reaching an average daily rate of 18,915 yen, $124.68. This price hike marks a 26-month streak of year-over-year increases. With the average hotel occupancy rate climbing to 75% in February, the hospitality industry is teetering on the edge of its capacity, especially as it grapples with a labor shortage in areas outside the bustling urban centers. Meanwhile, the Sydney Morning Herald takes us on a journey to explore the world's 17 greatest views, reminding us of the profound impact that stunning vistas can have on our travel experiences. From the iconic Loop Road in Monument Valley, U.S., offering a classic panorama of red sandstone buttes, to the intimate Passeggiata del Mura in Lucca, Italy, showcasing layers of terracotta roofs, these views evoke a spectrum of emotions, from awe to introspection. The article also highlights the mesmerizing urban landscape of West Kowloon in Hong Kong, with its skyscrapers and Victoria Harbour, among other breathtaking sights around the globe. However, not all famous views are worth the hype, as the Sydney Morning Herald points out. Some iconic spots like the Rock of Gibraltar, the Empire State Building, and the Pyramids of Giza, among others, may fall short of expectations due to overcrowding, commercialization, or simply not living up to the imagined spectacle. This serves as a reminder that beauty can often be found in the less obvious, in the quiet corners of the world waiting to be discovered. Through these narratives, we are reminded of the dynamic interplay between economics, culture, and the natural world. From the bustling hotel industry in Japan feeling the effects of a weak yen and the strategic acquisition in the healthcare sector to the timeless allure of the planet's most stunning views, these stories weave together a tapestry of global trends and timeless human pursuits. Whether it's the pursuit of health, the quest for beauty, or the economics of tourism, these tales from around the world captivate and inspire, offering a glimpse into the diverse and interconnected world we inhabit. In the ever-evolving landscape of entertainment and literature, familiar faces and fresh narratives are making waves, captivating audiences and readers alike. From the golf greens to the silver screen, and onto the vibrant pages of spring's most anticipated books, there's a plethora of stories waiting to be discovered. Starting with a surprising revelation from the world of golf, as reported by the Associated Press, Anthony Kim, a name that once resonated with promise and talent on the golf course, is making a comeback after a 12-year hiatus. Kim, who was once a shining star in the golf world, has openly admitted to being out of touch with the sport, even to the extent of being unaware of Brooks Koepka's back-to-back major wins 6 years ago. His return to the game in the U.S., participating in the LIV Golf League, marks not just a professional comeback but a personal reinvention. Kim hints at a documentary in the works that promises to shed light on his mysterious absence from the sport, teasing fans and followers with the prospect of understanding the transformation he has undergone. Transitioning from the golf course to the literary world, the Globe and Mail brings to light the vibrant array of books set to grace shelves this spring. The season is ripe with an eclectic mix of fiction and non-fiction, promising to cater to a myriad of tastes and interests. Among the titles generating buzz are A Darker Shade of Blue, a police officer's memoir by Keith Meredith, offering an introspective look into the life of a police officer, and Dispersals, On Plants, Borders, and Belonging by Jessica J. Lee, which explores themes of nature and identity. Not to be overlooked, Glorious Exploits by Ferdia Lennon delves into historical fiction, while How to Win an Information War, The Propagandist Who Outwitted Hitler by Peter Pomerantsev presents a gripping account of wartime propaganda. These titles, among others, promise a spring season filled with compelling narratives and insightful explorations. On the cinematic front, The Independent sheds light on Dev Patel's bold venture into directing with his debut film, Monkey Man. Described as a dark, violent, and sexy action thriller, Patel's film is a testament to his versatility and ambition. Starring as the protagonist, Kid, Patel's character embarks on a quest for revenge, navigating themes of faith and the influence of religious institutions. The film, which has garnered attention from Jordan Peele's Monkey Paw Productions, promises to be a gritty homage to action cinema traditions, showcasing Patel's multifaceted talent not just in front of the camera but behind it as well. From Anthony Kim's introspective return to the sport that once defined him, to the literary feast awaiting readers this spring, and Dev Patel's audacious leap into directing, these narratives, each unique in their own right, reflect the dynamic nature of personal and creative evolution. Whether on the golf course, within the pages of a book, or on the cinema screen, these stories invite audiences to explore the depths of transformation, resilience, and artistic expression. In a bold move to elevate its currency on the global stage, India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi has taken a strategic step, as reported by The Economist. Modi has instructed the country's central bank to enhance the accessibility of the Indian rupee, aiming to boost its global profile and encourage its use in international transactions. Despite being the world's fifth largest economy, the Indian rupee currently represents less than 2% of global transactions. By making the rupee more widely used, India hopes to mitigate financing costs, reduce exchange rate risks, and diminish the need for foreign exchange reserves. This ambitious endeavor is not just about elevating the rupee's status, it's about increasing demand and making Indian assets more attractive to foreign investors. Meanwhile, in the United States, the Washington Post sheds light on how Stephen K. Bannon, the former White House chief strategist, has been instrumental in guiding the MAGA movement's resurgence post-January 6. Bannon, a figure synonymous with right-wing nationalism, has significantly shaped the ideology of the alt-right movement. His political beliefs, deeply rooted in historical cycles and a desire to dismantle the existing political order, have made him a controversial yet pivotal figure in American politics. Through his popular podcast War Room, Bannon has managed to create a sense of identity and purpose among disaffected young men, rallying them around the MAGA movement. Despite facing legal challenges and criticism for his role in the January 6 insurrection, Bannon's ultimate goal remains to transform the Republican Party into a dominant force of populist, MAGA supporters. On a different note, Bloomberg reports an extravagant acquisition by Kering, the owner of Gucci, which has splurged €1.3 billion on a prime property located on Milan's iconic Via Monte Napoleon. The property, sprawling over 5 floors and boasting more than 5,000 sqm of retail space, marks one of the largest on the street, known for being one of the most expensive in the world. This strategic purchase by Kering is not just an investment in real estate, it's a testament to the luxury brand's commitment to retaining a stake in prime assets, alongside co-investors in dedicated vehicles. Via Monte Napoleon, a symbol of luxury and opulence, now houses a significant asset of one of the world's leading luxury groups. From enhancing a nation's currency to reshaping a country's political landscape and making bold investments in the luxury retail sector, these stories from The Economist, Washington Post, and Bloomberg highlight the diverse yet impactful decisions made by leaders and corporations. Whether it's Modi's vision for the rupee, Bannon's controversial yet influential role in American politics, or Kering's lavish investment in Milan's luxury shopping street, each narrative showcases the ambitious endeavors aimed at leaving a lasting impact on the global stage. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.